to go.
That's right. Not only that, but he gave his school money to his brother Harry and sent him to college. Harry became a football star, made second team All-American.
Yes, but what happened to George?
George got 4 years older, waiting for Harry to come back and take over the building and lawn.
There are plenty of jobs out there for someone who likes to travel. Here, Venezuela oil field, man wanted, construction experience. Here's the Yukon, man wanted, engineering experience. No, she blows! You know what the 3 greatest sounds in the world are?
Breakfast is served, lunch is served.
No. Anchor trains, plane motors, and train whistles.
Peanut.
There he is. Oh, Professor Pye.
Harry.
George. Oh, Harry. How are you?
Oh my goodness. Well, if it isn't George, Geographic Explorer Bailey. What? No husky dog, no sled?
No.
Uncle Billy, you haven't changed a bit.
Oh, nothing changes around here, lad. You know that.
Oh, I've missed you.
Say, where's Mom?
She's home cooking the fatted cat. Here, come on, let's go.
Oh, wait. George, Billy, I want you to meet Ruth.
Hello.
Ruth Dick.
Ruth Dick Bailey, you can
Remember I wired you I had a surprise? Here she is. Ain't my wife.
What do you know? You have a wife.
Oh. How do you do? Congratulations. What am I doing? Congratulations. Harry, why didn't you tell somebody? What's a pretty girl like you doing maybe a skinhead brother of mine?
Well, I'll tell you, he was purely mercenary. My father offered him a job.
He gets you a job and a wife. Harry Cup has runneth over. Come with me, my dear. Oh, it was a surprise to me too, but this is the new Mrs. Bailey, my nephew's wife.
Oh, Harry's spoken to you. Oh.
Oh.
So good to meet you. Congratulations.
George, about that Ruth spoke out of turn. I never said I would take it. You've been holding the bag years and years, and you know I'd never let you down. I'd like to... I forgot the bags. I'll be right back.
Hey, let's get together and throw them the party this town is, the biggest party this town has ever seen. Come on!
Yay!
George, it's all Marianne talks about.
Ruth, got this job?
Well, my father owns a glass factory in Buffalo, and he wants to get Harry started in the research business.
Is it a good job?
Oh, yes, very. Well, not much money, but a good future, you know. And Harry's a genius at research. My father fell in love with him.
And you did too.
Avast, Captain Cook! Permission to come aboard!
Enjoying the party a bit, Uncle Billy.
Oh, I feel so good. I feel so good. I can spit in Potter's eye. I think I will. What'd you say?
Nothing.
Perhaps I should be headed on home. Now, where's me hat? George,
Hold up. Stay still. Turn around. There you go.
George is such a good boy, but I don't need 3 of them. Which one is mine?
Try the middle one.
Thank you. A perfect fit.
Almost. There you go.
Such a good boy. Oh, George, would you be kind enough to point me in the right direction? Could you do that for me, George?
Turn around. Straight down the lane there.
That way.
That's the way.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Billy Moon, pal, thank you so much. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest
I'm all right!
That's for nothing. So what do you think of her?
She's swell.
She's gonna keep Harry on his toes.
Keep him out of Bedford Falls, anyway.
Did you know Mary Hatch came back from school this week?
Mm-hmm.
Been home 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Nice girl, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
One that will help you find the answers, George.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, stop that grunting. Give me one good reason why you shouldn't call her Mary Hatch.
Sam Wainwright.
Huh?
Yeah, Sam's crazy about Mary.
Well, she's not crazy about him.
Well, how do you know? Did she tell you that?
Oh, no.
Well, then how do you know?
I have eyes, haven't I? She lights up like a firefly whenever you're around.
Oh.
And besides, Sam Wainwright's in New York. And you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all is fair in love and war.
Well, I wouldn't know about war.
Mother, you know I can see right through you. Right back to your back collar button. Just trying to get rid of me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's your hat. What's your hurry? All right, Mother, old building alone, pal. I'm going to go find me a girl and do a little passionate necking.
Oh, George.
Now, if you'll just point me in the right direction. This way. Good evening, Mrs. Bailey.
Excuse me. I didn't finish my story.
I think you'll get a date, but stick around, fellas, just in case, huh?
Wait for you here.
Hi, George.
Hey, bye.
What's it?
Nothing.
Where you headed?
I'll probably end up down at the library.
George, don't you ever get tired of reading about this?
Yeah. What are you doing tonight?
Not a thing.
Are you game, bye? Let's make a night of it.
Oh, yes, George, what do we do?
Well, we can go out in the fields and take off our shoes and we can walk in the grass. And then we can go up to the falls. I heard it's beautiful up there in the moonlight. And, well, there's a green pool and we can go swimming in. Well, and then we can climb Mount Bedford and smell the pines and watch the sun rise against the peaks. And, well, we'll be up there the whole night and everybody will be talking and there'll be a terrific scandal.
George Bailey, have you gone mad? Walking the grass in my bare feet? It's nearly 2 miles up to Mount Bedford. What do you think? Just because you...
Okay, just forget about the whole thing. Oh, that joke.
What are you doing? Take it in.
Hey, Mary, just passing by.
Yes, so I noticed. Have you made up your mind?
How's that?
Have you made up
What?
About coming in. Your mother just phoned and said you were on your way over to pay me a visit.
My mother just called you. Well, how does she know?
Didn't you tell her?
No, I didn't tell anyone. I just went for a walk. Just passed by, that's all. Just went for a walk. That's all.
I'll be downstairs, Mother.
All right, dear.
Well, are you coming in or aren't you?
For a minute. But you know I didn't tell anybody I was coming here. I just went for a walk, that's all. When'd you get back?
Tuesday.
Where'd you get that dress?
Do you like it?
It's all right. No, I thought you'd go back to New York with Sam and the rest of them.
Oh, I worked there for a couple of vacations, but I don't know. I guess I was homesick.
Homesick? For Bedford Falls?
Yes, and my family. Well, everything. Would you like to sit down?
For a minute. No, I still don't understand it though. I didn't tell anyone I was coming here.
Would you rather leave?
No, I don't want to be rude.
Well, then sit down.
Some joke, huh? See, it still smells like pine needles.
Thank you. And dance by the light.
What's that? Look,
Well, it was nice about your brother Harry and Ruth, wasn't it?
It's all right.
Don't you like her?
Well, of course I like her. She's a peach.
Oh. It's just marriage in general you're not enthusiastic about, huh?
No, marriage is fine for Sam, Marty, Harry, you.
Mary, who's down there with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey, what's he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Not a thing, I just came in to get warm.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
Tell him to go right back home. And don't you leave the house either. Sam Wainwright promised to call you from New York tonight.
Oh, but your mother needed it. You know I didn't come here to.
What did you come here for?
I don't know, you tell me. You're supposed to go be the one who has all the answers, so you tell me.
Oh, why don't you go home?
That's where I'm going. I don't even know why I came here in the first place. Good night.
Good night.
Mary, the phone, it's Sam.
I'll get it.
Mary, he's waiting.
Hello?
I forgot my hat.
Well, hello, Sam. How are you?
Oh, great. Gee, it's good to hear your voice again.
Well, that's awfully sweet of you, Sam. There's an old friend of yours here, George Bailey.
You mean old Mossback George?
Yes, old Mossback George.
Hee-haw, put him on.
Hang on, I'll call for him. George!
He doesn't want to speak to George, you idiot.
He does so. He asks for him. George! George, Sam's on the phone.
Hello, Sam?
Hey, if it isn't George Bailey Hopsky. Hey, some friend you are. What are you trying to do, steal my girl?
What are you talking about? No one's trying to steal your girl. Here's Mary.
No, wait a minute. I want to talk to both of you. Put Mary on the extension.
You tell me.
Mother's on the extension.
I am not.
We can both hear. Here. We're listening, Sam.
All right, guys, I got a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich, all right? George, you remember that night at Martini's place when you were telling me about making soybeans into plastics?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Dad snapped up the idea. He's building a factory outside of Rochester. How do you like that?
Rochester. Why Rochester?
Well, why not? You got something better?
I don't know. Why not right here in Bedford Falls? You tell your father you can get that old tool and machinery works for a song. All the labor he wants too, and half the town went out of business when they closed down.
Gee, that's a good idea. I'll let him know that. Hey, baby, I knew you'd come through for me. Hey, now, here's the point. Mary, you're in on this too, okay? Have you got any money?
Money? Got a little.
Just a bit.
Okay, I want you to put every penny you got into our stock, okay? Guys, and George, I might have a job for you too. Of course, that is unless you're still married to that broken down building and loan. This is gonna be the biggest thing since radio, and I'm letting you in on the ground floor. Hey, Mary,
I'm here.
will you tell that guy that this is his chance of a lifetime? You hear me? It's chance of a lifetime.
He says it's the chance of a lifetime.
Now listen to me. I do not want any plastics, and I do not want any ground floors, and I do not want to get married to anyone, ever. Do you understand that? I want to do what I want to do. You married.
Did they get married? Oh, I hope so.
They did. Several months passed, and the big day came. They had a simple wedding surrounded by friends and family. They planned to see the world on their honeymoon since George never got to travel.
Oh, look at you, George!
Oh, my darling. Congratulations.
Congratulations, buddy.
Oh, George.
Look at you, Mary. Congratulations.
Hey, bye.
George, congratulations.
Oh!
First Harry, now George. Annie, I guess we're just a couple of old maids now.
You speak for yourself, Mrs. B.
If either of you two see a stranger around here, it's me.
There's someone to drive this cab.
Bert the cop sent this. He said the Florida way to Happy Land on bubbles.
Look at that, champagne.
Oh, good old Bert.
By the way, where are you two going on this here honeymoon?
Where? Going? Look, here's the kitty Ernie.
Ooh.
Got it, Mary.
I feel like a bootlegger squad. Look.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna spend a whole week in Bermuda, a whole week in New York, the highest hotels, the oldest champagne, the richest caviar, the hottest music, and the pretty good plan.
That'll do it. Then what?
Then what, honey?
After that, who cares?
Oh, that doesn't come here.
Oh, don't look now, George, but there's something funny going on over there at the bank. I've never really seen one, but that has the earmarks for a run.
Hey, Ernie, if you got any money in the bank, you better hurry.
Oh,
George, let's not stop. Let's go.
just a minute, dear.
Please, let's not stop, George.
Be right back, Mary. Tom? Mr. Thompson, what's going on? Can't you guys get in?
Right.
What is this, Uncle Billy, a holiday? Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Just take a seat and make yourself at home.
George, can I see a minute?
What's going on? Why didn't you call?
I did. They said he's already left. We're in a pickle, George. We're in a real pickle.
What happened? How did it start?
How does anything like this start? All I know is the bank called in our loan.
When?
About an hour ago. I had to hand them over all our cash.
All of it?
Every cent of it, and it's still less than what we owe.
Holy mackerel.
I got scared, George. I got scared and I locked the door.
This whole town's going crazy.
Hello, yes? George, it's Potter.
Let's see, it's... Hello, Potter?
George, there's a rumor around town that you've closed your doors. Is that true?
Well, I haven't closed anything.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. George, are you all right? Do you need the police?
Please, what for?
Well, you know, mobs can get pretty ugly sometimes. Now, George, I'm going all out to help in this crisis. I've just guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They'll close up for a week and then reopen.
Just took over the bank.
I may lose a fortune, but I'm willing to guarantee your people as well. You just tell them to bring their shares over here, and I'll give them 50 cents on the dollar.
You never miss a trick, do you, Potter? Well, you're going to miss this one.
George, if you close your doors before 6 p.m., you'll never reopen. Hello? Hello?
George, was it a nice wedding? Yeah, I really wanted to do that.
Yeah. Take this one off now. All right, folks, it is important to remember that things are not always as black as they appear. All right, everyone. I just got off the phone with Old Man Potter, and he has guaranteed cash payments at the bank. The bank's going to reopen next week.
But George, I've got my money here.
Did he guarantee this place?
Well, no, Charlie, but I didn't even ask him to. We don't need Potter over here.
I'll take mine now, thanks.
No, look, you're thinking of this place all wrong. As if I had the money back in the safe somewhere, but the money isn't here. The money's right next to your house, next to yours, and the Kennedys, and the Macklins. While you're all lending each other the money, and then you're going to pay it back as fast as you can. So, what are you going to do? Foreclose on each other?
Come on, George. I got $242 in here, and that's not going to break anybody.
All right, Tom, sign this, and you'll get your money back in 60 days.
60 days?
That's what you agreed to when you bought your shares.
Oh, come now.
Tom, did you get your money?
No!
Martin's willing to pay 50 cents on the dollar for every share you've got.
Whoa! All right.
Yes, cash.
Cash? Well, all right, George, what do you got to say about that?
Come on, Tom. You have to stick to your original agreement. And now give us 60 days on this.
Oh, come on, George. I mean, you know.
Are you going over to Polly?
You better bet you I'd rather get half than nothing.
Tom, Randall, Tom, listen to me. Okay, if Potter gets a hold of the building alone, there will never be another decent home built in this community. He's already got the bus lines, he's got the department stores, and now he's after us. Why? Well, it's very simple. Because we're cutting in on his business, and because he wants to keep all of you living in his slums, paying the kind of rent that he decides. Here, you used to live in one of his houses, didn't you? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten what he charged you for that broken down shack? Here, remember last year when things weren't going so well and you couldn't afford your payments? You didn't lose your house, did you? Do you think that Potter would have let you keep it? Can't you see what's happening here? Don't you understand what's happening? Potter isn't selling. Potter is buying. It's because they are panicking and he's not. Right now he's picking up some bargains. But we can get through this thing, okay? But we have to stick together, though. We have to have faith in each other.
But my husband hasn't worked in a year. I need money.
I know.
How am I going to live until the bank opens? And I've got doctor bills to pay, George.
I need cash.
Okay.
George, I cannot feed my kids on faith.
Tom,
How much do you need?
Whoa, hold on, yes.
All right, I have $2,000. $2,000 to tide us over till the bank reopens. All right, Tom, how much do you need?
Right there it is, $242.
Tom, just enough to hold you over till the bank reopens.
That's exactly right, $242.
There, $242.
And that'll close out my account.
Your account is still open. That's a loan. Joe, how much do you need?
Well, I have $300 here. It's right here.
Joe, just enough to hold you over till we reopen.
$20, I suppose.
$20. Now you're talking. Here. All right, Mrs. Thompson, how much do you need?
But George, it's your own money.
Never mind that. How much do you need?
I suppose I can make it with $20.
$20. Here you are.
I'll sign the paper.
You don't have to sign anything. I know you will pay it back as soon as you can. That's okay. All right, Mrs. Davis, how much do you want?
Can I have $17.50?
15. Oh, of course you can. Bless your heart. Hey, you have 50 cents. Sure.
Did they make it? Did they have enough?
Wait and see.
They never told us today, George. We're gonna make it.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bingo! Hot dog, we made it. Oh, we made it. And look, we're still in business. We still have $2 left. Well, let's all have some of that Uncle Billy. Grab your glasses, Cousin Tilly. Oh, we're a couple of financial wizards.
Regular Rockefellers.
Oh, let's get a tray for these great big important simoleons.
A toast. We'll save that for Steve. Let's toast.
To the toast. We'll toast to Papa Dollar and the Mama Dollar. If you want the building loan to stay in business, you better have a family real quick.
I wish they were rabbits.
Oh, I wish they were too. All right, let's put them in the safe and see what happens.
Wedding cigars.
Wedding? Wedding? Holy mackerel, I am married. Where's Mary? Mary! Mary! Okay, I have a train to catch. Okay, I've missed a train. I wonder if Ernie's still at his taxi right now.
Hey, George, here's a call for you.
Okay, look, will you get my wife on the phone? She's probably over at her mother's house.
Mrs. Bailey is on the phone.
I don't want Mrs. Bailey, I want my wife. Oh, Mrs. Bailey, that is my wife. Hello? Mary? Darling? I'm so sorry. Come home. What home? We don't have. 327. Well, whose home is that? Is it the Waldorf Hotel, huh?
What's the Waldorf Hotel?
One of the most expensive hotels in New York. George and Mary were on their way there as the first part of celebrating their honeymoon.
I thought George said they missed their train.
He did, and they did. But Mary is a very resourceful girl. Do you remember the old house that George and Mary broke the windows in?
Oh, yes, the one Mary wanted to live in.
Yes, the old Granville house at 320 Sycamore Lane in Bedford Falls. Mary turned that house into their very own Waldorf Hotel. Watch and see.
Liver pills? Who wants to see liver pills on their honeymoon? They want to see gorgeous places, beautiful places, places George wants to go to.
These are the company's supposed to. The company wouldn't like that.
Well, how would you like getting a ticket next week? Have you no romance?
Yeah, until my wife sucked you out of me.
Hey, Bert! Here he comes! Good. The groom, you idiot! Come on, we gotta get these up. Come on.
What are they? Duck?
I guess so. Come on, go on back. Go.
All right, all right.
Hey, good evening, sir. Entree, Monsieur, entree.
Welcome home, Mr. Bailey.
Well, I'll be. Mary, where did you?
Remember the night we broke the windows in this old house?
Yeah?
This is what I wished for.
Darling. I love you truly, truly, dear. Life with its sorrows, life with its tears, fades into dreams when I feel you're near. I love you truly, truly, dear.
Look, Mr. Potter, it's no skin off my nose. I'm just your little rent collector. But you can't laugh off this Bailey Park anymore. Look at it.
Go on.
This is 15 years ago. You got a couple of houses stuck here and there. There's the old cemetery, squirrels, buttercups, daisies. I used to hunt rabbits there myself. Now, I want you to take a look at it today. Dozens of the prettiest little houses you ever saw. 90% owned by suckers who used to pay rent to you. Your Potter's Field, my dear Mr. Employer, is becoming just that. And the local yokels are making all these David and Goliath wisecracks.
Oh, they are they?
Mm-hmm.
Even though they know the Baileys haven't made a dime out of it.
You know very well why. The Baileys are all chumps. Every last one of these homes is worth twice what it costs the building and loan to build. Now, if I were you, Mr. Potter...
You are not me.
As I say, no skin off my nose. But one of these days, this bright young man is going to be asking George Bailey for a job.
That Bailey family has been a boil on my neck long enough. It's time I did something about George Bailey.
Pretty nice place you've rented here, Mr. Martini.
Rent?
Yeah.
You hear what he said, Mr. Bailey?
What's that?
I own the house. Me, Giuseppe Martini. I own my own house. No more we live like pigs in that potter's field.
Mr. and Mrs. Martini, welcome home.
That George always making a speech. Hee-haw!
Uh-oh, Sam Wainwright.
Oh, who cares? Bread, that this house may never know hunger. Salt, that life will always have flavor.
And wine, that joy and prosperity may reign forever. Now enter the Martini Castle. Congratulations.
We just stopped into town to check out the new soybean plastics factory, and we're headed down to Florida.
Oh, that's wonderful, Sam.
Oh, why don't you have your friends join us, dear?
That's a great idea. Why don't you kids come down with us? We can drive. It'll be just like old times. What do you say?
I'm afraid we couldn't make it, Sam.
Still got the nose of the old grindstone. Hey, George. I offered to let George here on the ground floor of plastics, and he turned me down cold.
Don't rub it in now.
I'm not rubbing it in. Well, I guess we better be going.
It was so nice to meet you, Mary. Nice meeting you.
So long, Sam.
Goodbye, George.
See you in the funny papers, George.
Very funny.
To Florida.
Hee-haw!
Hee-haw!
Come in, George, come in. Yeah, care for a cigar?
White cigar, Mr. Potter.
You like it? I'll send you a box.
Suppose I'll find out soon enough, but just what exactly did you want to see me about?
That is just what I've always liked about you. Straight and to the point. You always have been. Now, George, I'm an old man and most people hate me. But I don't like them either, so I guess we're even. You know as well as I do that I run pretty much everything in this town except the Bailey building and loan. You also know that for a number of years I've been trying to get control of it, or kill it, but I haven't been able to do that. You've been stopping me. In fact, you have beaten me, George Bailey, and if anybody in this county can tell you, that takes some doing. Well, for instance, take during the Depression. You and I were the only ones to keep our head. You saved the building and loan, and I saved all the rest.
Most people would say you stole all the rest.
The envious would say that, George, the suckers. Now, I've stated my side quite frankly. Let's take a look at your side. Young man, 27, 28, married, making, say, 40 a week?
45.
45, out of which, after supporting your mother and paying your bills, you get to keep, say, 10 if you skimp. A child or two comes along, you won't even be able to save the 10. Now, if this young man of 28 were a common ordinary yokel, I'd say he was doing pretty good. But George Bailey is not a common ordinary yokel. He's an intelligent, smart, ambitious young man who hates his job, who hates the building and loan almost as much as I do. A young man who's been dying to get out on his own since the day he was born. A young man, the smartest one in the crowd, mind you. A young man who's had to sit by and watch as his friends go places because he's trapped. Yes, sir, trapped into frittering his life away, playing nursemaid to a bunch of garlic eaters. Do I paint a correct picture or do I exaggerate?
What is your point, Mr. Potter?
My point? My point is, I want to hire you.
Hire?
I want you to manage my affairs, run my properties. I'll start you out at $20,000 a year.
20,000?
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest house in town, buying your wife a lot of fine clothes, a couple of business trips to New York every year, maybe once in a while to Europe. You wouldn't mind that, would you, George?
Would I? There's no one else here, is there? You sure you remember me? George Bailey?
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in. If he's got brains enough to climb aboard.
But what about the building and loan?
Confound it, man. Are you afraid of success? I'm offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year. Is it a deal or isn't it?
Mr. Potter, I know I should jump at the opportunity, but I was wondering if maybe you could give me 24 hours to think it over.
Sure. You go on home and discuss it with your wife. In the meantime, I'll draw up the papers.
I'd like to do that.
All right, George.
All right, Mr. Potter. No. No. I don't need 24 hours to think it over, and I don't have to ask anyone. I know the answer, and the answer is no, doggone it. Mr. Potter, you sit around here and you act like the entire world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't. Why, in the whole vast configuration of things, I'd say you were nothing but a scurvy little spider, and you, that goes for you too.
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest house in town, buying your wife a lot of fine clothes, a couple of business trips to New York each year, maybe once in a while to Europe.
I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and the next day, and the next year, and the year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to see the world. And I'm going to build things. I'm going to build airfields, and I'm going to build skyscrapers 100 stories high, and I'm going to build bridges a mile long. What is it you want, Mary? You want the moon? If you do, just say the word. I'll throw a lasso around it and pull her down for you.
Buffalo girls, won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? Buffalo girls, won't you come out tonight?
Hi.
Hi.
Mary Hatch. Why in the world did you ever marry a guy like me?
To keep from being an old maid.
I mean, you could have married Sam Wainwright or anyone else in town.
I didn't want to marry anyone else in town. I want my baby to look like you.
I mean, we didn't even have a honeymoon. I told you that we would travel around the world and that we would... Your what?
My baby.
Mary, you mean... Mary, you in a mess?
George Bailey Lasso Stork.
That's just a story.